Good morning. This is Pastor Doug. Last Sunday we looked at Psalm 143, how good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. It says, the psalmist goes on and says it's like the anointing oil that the priests would use that represented the fragrant presence of God. It's like when snow and rain would fall on Mount Hermon in Israel, and that precipitation would flow down and into hard and dry and rocky places. Life would spring up because of the moisture that would come. The psalmist says that God's blessing comes, life comes when God's people are living together in unity. It's sweet in a family, in a household, in a marriage. It's sweet in a church. It's sweet in a broader community when Christians are living together, working together, serving together. It's sweet in a nation or in a world when the church represents the full body and family of Christ. It sounds good, but it's not easy to always achieve. And so we also looked at Philippians chapter 2, where Paul really exhorts the church there to take on the mindset of Christ, to value others as more important than ourselves, just as Christ valued us, to be able to look out for the needs of others, not just our own needs, just as Christ looked out for our needs. And he humbled himself, taking on the form of a servant, serving us so that we could be lifted up, so that our needs could be met. That's a way of unity, giving of ourselves in service both to God and to one another. May it be so. Find a way to serve someone this week. Find a way to value someone and lift them up and put them in a higher position than you yourself are. Getting rid of self, that is the key. This week we wrap up our series on the Psalms, looking at Psalm 145, a psalm that exhorts us to declare the praises of God, His greatness, His glory, His grace and compassion, His long-suffering, His loyal, faithful love towards us. The declaration of God's goodness and greatness is a way to not only build up our own faith, but it's a way for others to be drawn to Him, to be hungry and thirsty, to say, I want to know that same God. We'll have some opportunities to share some things that God has been doing in our lives, even maybe over this summer. We also will talk a little bit about what are ways we can declare the goodness and greatness of God outside the church. How else will people know if they don't hear it from us? That's God's ways, God's plans. Look forward to seeing you Sunday, and have a great week.